So you practice your 5-stroke roll, you got it down pretty good on the pad, and now you want to know how you can use it on the kit. Cue intro. All right, so I'm going to show you two different sticking variations of the 5-stroke roll that you can just use as a tool for building fills, phrases, whatever. There are a million different things that you can do with a particular sticking or rudiment or whatever once you actually learn the sticking. So the two variations are actually very simple. The first one will have the accent on the front, and then the second one will have the accent on the back. Now, before we go any further, if you haven't seen my two videos, there's two videos that you need to watch before you get into this, because all of that stuff is going to be relevant here. So the first one is 5-stroke rolling to awesome hands. That's one you need to check out if you haven't already. And then the second one is how to practice rudiments. So I'll put those two at the end of this video. But yeah, make sure you check those out either beforehand or after this or whatever. Before you try this for the first time, check those out. So as you remember from the 5-stroke video, we were practicing the 5-stroke roll as a triplet kind of thing. So we were starting with this, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then adding the 5-stroke roll. All right. For this particular one, when we go to apply it on the drums, we're going to do something a little different. Just going to change the feel a little bit, and we're going to go from playing a triplet to actually playing sort of like a rolling 3-note grouping over 4. So the change is going to sound like this. So it's going from the triplet. It'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, to this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So it's more like a that kind of thing. So you can do a lot of really tasty stuff with this once you learn how to sort of fit that inside of that timing. And it's actually really easy to do. You're playing exactly the same thing. It's just, we're playing it over 4 instead of just playing it just as a regular triplet. Now, when you're working out any kind of sticking exercise on the drums, where you actually want to turn it into something, turn it into a fill or turn it into a phrase or whatever, you have to start using your brain, because typically, you don't play the sticking for the entire fill. It's going to stop at a particular beat in the bar or something, and then you got to figure out how to get out of it. So in this particular case, it's going to be real simple. We're going to play just a simple right, left, right to get out of it. We're going to tag that at the end of the 5-stroke roll. And this is just one way to sort of get out of it, just so you can hit a crash somewhere. You know what I mean? You have to think of some way how to exit the fill. So let me show you this first example. It looks like this. Now, when you learn any type of rudiment, You've heard me say this a million times. The next step, once you get the sticking down, you've played it on the snare a couple of times. With all of these different sticking exercises and stuff, we have grace notes and we have accents. All right? When you start to apply it to the kit, step number 2 is to start moving your accents. It's really that simple. So with this particular one that we're playing here, we have accents with the right hand and accents with the left hand. So you just want to move them out. It's real simple. Now this second variation I'm going to show you has the accent on the end. So instead of going da 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 da, we're going to throw it after the doubles. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left. Another way that you can play this particular one here that I find pretty tasty is you can play the doubles on the hi-hat and the accents on the snare. So you sort of end up with this almost kind of Wecklish type of vibe happening, and it actually sounds really cool. Then, of course, as with all of them, you want to work your speed up, you know what I mean? As you start to get comfortable moving your hands around while you're playing this thing, then you can start to get creative, bump up the speed a little bit, you know what I mean, each time, so that you're getting nice and fluid and comfortable and stuff. And then you can start to have some fun with it. One of the things I love about the 5-stroke roll is that it actually makes a really slick looking, sort of cool looking visual finisher at the end of a song, or if you're catching a bunch of shots, a bunch of like dotted A type shots in the middle of a song or something. It's a really cool kind of visual because your hands are just kind of flying like this type of thing. So then this is something that you want to practice slow. You're playing the exact same sticking, but you're going to punch crashes with the bass drum with those accents. So yeah, have some fun with that. That should keep you busy for a little bit. I'm going to stop there. There's a lot more stuff you can do with it on a little bit more on the advanced level, but I'm going to stop it here because that's enough to give you some ammo that you can take to the shed and start working out some stuff. The sticking is real simple, man, but the thing you got to remember is it's not the sticking, it's what you do with it. Thanks for watching. Share this video if you dig it. Like, subscribe, support me on Patreon. See you next video.